Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Heini. I'm Heini, and this week I'm going to take you through a slow and strong practice for the whole body. We're going to do a flowing practice, strong for the core, for the upper body, but really we're going to go through the whole body so you can expect a strong practice. Let's get started. We don't need any props for this week's practice, just your mat or your practice space where you have a bit of room to move around. And we're going to start from lying down on the back. So give yourself a moment to find an easy pose, somewhere lying down on the back where you could either leave your knees bent if that feels better on your back, or you could extend your legs. Just a few breaths, a moment for you to arrive onto the mat into your practice. And a moment to find your breath. I encourage you to find a slow pace, calm pace in your breath, so that as we go through our strong and slow flow, you can keep breathing slowly together with the movement. So you have your breath there supporting the movements. So take a few breaths in and out, and let the breaths flow especially to the bottom of your rib cage. You could even have your hands at the bottom of the rib cage and send a couple of breaths to your hands, feeling that subtle expansion and release as you breathe in and out. And if Ujjayi breath is part of your practice, this could be a good moment to find that Ujjayi breath. And then, as we start to move, first bring your hands, your arms down next to your sides. And if you have your knees bent, extend your legs, your both legs down on the mat, on the floor. And then bring your right knee towards the chest, towards the belly. And already here, activate your left leg, that left leg that's on the mat, on the floor. You can lift the toes up towards the ceiling. And then you could leave your right hand on the right knee, and we start to circle the right hip so that you open the hip and then close the hip, keeping the knee bent. The left hand, arm could stay on the mat, or you could also bring your left hand onto the left hip, just to check that the left hip doesn't start to move too much. We're trying to already here start activating the core, keeping the pelvis about where it is. And now after a few circles, allow those circles to calm down, and then bring your left hand to the right knee. As you exhale, cross the right leg over to the left side and leave your chest open so we come into a gentle one-legged twist. Keep your core active here, so don't let your back collapse. Keep your navel just very gently drawn in towards the spine. Take another breath in and out. And then exhale, slowly come back to the center. You can hug both knees in towards the chest. And then we do the same to the other side. So now extend your right leg, keeping the right leg active so you can turn the toes up towards the ceiling. Leave left hand on the left knee, and then start to circle the left hip. So again, opening and closing the hip. And right hand could be on the right hip, so you can feel what the pelvis is doing. We try to keep the pelvis about where it is. So it's just more moving that left hip. Keeping shoulders soft. Let's do another circle. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we allow those circles to calm down. And now bring your right hand to the left knee, and then exhale, cross the left leg over to the right side of the mat. We don't need to get the knee down on the floor. So more think about keeping your core active, keeping the chest open. It could be that the left shoulder comes off the mat as well. That's very fine. Keep the right leg active. Take another breath in and out. Just a gentle twist. And then exhale, come back to center. Let your back come on the mat. And again, hug both knees in towards the chest. And this time, lift your head towards the knees. And then we start to rock forward and back a few times, keeping the back rounded until you can bring yourself up into a seat. Now keep your feet off the mat. We come straight into a boat pose. So balancing here on the pelvis. If it feels really strong, you could keep hands behind the knees so you're supporting the legs. But you're also very welcome to extend the arms next to the legs. Now breathe more to the chest. Take another couple of breaths in and out. Try to keep your shins about parallel to the floor so we don't let the feet drop. And here as well, toes can turn up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, release the feet down. And now cross your legs. We're going to lift ourselves over the shins onto hands and knees. And find your way about in the middle of the mat on all fours. And then lower yourself all the way down onto the mat. You can release the toes behind you. And from here, we're going to inhale, lift into cobra pose, or maybe all the way up into like a lazy upward facing dog, just opening the front line a bit after that pose. Inhale, and then exhale, release yourself down. And we stay on the belly. We're going to come into 3 half locust poses. Extend arms next to your sides and now gently press the tops of the feet onto the mat. So we try to keep the legs down, just lifting the chest. First, exhale, draw in through the lower belly. And then as you inhale, open your chest away from the mat. You can lift hands off the mat and turn your palms out to the sides of the mat. Inhale here. And the next exhalation, slowly come down. And now we can turn the backs of the hands onto the mat. Let the shoulders close. And then one more round. Inhale, lift the chest off the mat. Let the shoulders rotate, turn palms out to the sides. And now we stay here a few breaths. You could either look forward or you could keep your neck in a longer line with the back. Still keeping the legs on the mat. Take another breath in. And then exhale slowly. You can release the chest down. And then step your hands under your shoulders. Lift back onto hands and knees. And then tuck the toes under. Lift yourself all the way up into downward facing dog. And feel free to adjust your hands, your feet as you arrive into this downward dog. You could slightly press the heels towards the mat. Let the backs of your legs open a bit. And breathe in and out, actively grounding down through the palms. So you're pressing the palms down, pelvis lifting up. Take another breath in and out. And then from here, we're going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. And we keep the right foot there on the edge of the mat so that your both hands can be on the inside of the right foot. And now we start to open the backs of the legs a bit more. So as you exhale, now straighten the right leg, actively pressing the feet down, and at the same time round your back a bit. Then next exhalation, bend the right knee again, so we come back into that lunging pose. Same again, as you exhale, press down through that right foot, extending the right leg more, rounding the back. You can let your head come down, so looking for opening at the back of that right leg especially. And exhale again, bend the right knee, coming back to that lunging pose. One more time. Exhale, press down through the right foot, extending the right leg, rounding the back. You can round the neck, head can come down. Breathe a couple of times here, in and out. You can actively also press down through the hands, so arms are active. And then exhale again, bend the right knee, and then we're going to walk that right foot more to the center of the mat, kind of between the hands, so you feel you can come up to standing from here. Bring hands behind your lower back, and then as you inhale, press down through the right foot and lift yourself up into high lunge. And now you have an option here, either keep the backs of the hands on the lower back, on the back of the pelvis, so you can maybe feel the pelvis a bit more, or interlock fingers and then extend the arms. You can even point the index fingers away from your shoulders. Open the chest, feel yourself grounding onto your feet. And then from here, we're going to lift into warrior 3. So start to shift the weight onto the right foot and slowly lift yourself up to balancing on that right foot, lifting left leg up behind you. And you can either keep your right knee bent, or you can extend your right leg. And breathing here, we try to keep the hips more or less close, so we're not opening the hips a lot. Take another breath in and out. And then exhale slowly. Step the right foot back where it came from. The left foot. So we come back into that high lunge. And then release the arms. Now lengthen arms up towards the ceiling. Let the chest open. And then bring hands behind the head. And now you can lean head onto your hands. So opening a bit more across the shoulders, across the chest. Breathe in and out. Still keep grounding down through the feet. And then exhale. Slowly bring hands back down onto the mat. And now step your right foot back. We are in a plank pose. And from here we'll come into side plank. So step your left hand a bit further forward and under the left shoulder as we turn sideways into side plank. And you can reach the right arm up. And here you have an option. Either have your feet kind of one behind the other, or you can step your right foot in front of the left leg. But trying to keep the left leg straight, so really kind of strengthening the left underside. Last option, if you want, you can also come into a tree pose here. So bring the right foot kind of on the inside of the left leg. And then we keep breathing, pressing down through that left arm, left shoulder. Take another breath in and out. And then step the right foot back down, extend both legs and bring right hand down. Come back into plank. Breathe in and out. And then slowly
bring your both knees down and we come into melting heart pose. So shift your pelvis on top of the knees, walk hands further forward and then release the chest down. You could either bring your chin or forehead down and either keep the arms extended or you could bend the elbows, bringing hands behind the head, kind of palms together. And take a few breaths in and out. If this is too strong for the shoulders now, you could also bring hands to the opposite elbow. Let the elbows open a bit wider apart. Breathe in and out. Let your breathing calm down. And then slowly, slowly from that melting heart, walk hands under shoulders. Lift yourself back onto all fours. And we're going to do all of this to the other side. So now first, lift yourself into downward dog. You can move the hips a bit. Let your head drop down. And then we're going to step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Again, leave your left foot there a bit further out to the side, so close to the side of the mat, so that both hands can be on the inside of the left foot. And then press down through the left foot. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Maybe not all the way straight, but so that when you lean forward, you feel there is a bit of a stretch behind that left leg. And exhale, bend the left knee. Slow, strong movements. Again, exhale, press down through that left foot, extending the left leg. You can lean your neck, your head down. And then exhale, bend the left knee. And arms, shoulders stay active as well. Once more, exhale, pressing down through the left foot, straightening the left leg. You can lean upper body forward. Couple of breaths in and out here. Keep your core strong as well. And then exhale. You can bend the left knee and then stay in the lunge, but walk that left foot more between the hands. So it's in the center. And then slowly bring hands behind the lower back. And as you inhale, lift your back up. Open the chest, finding your balance. And same options here. You could keep hands against the lower back, the backs of the hands against the lower back, or interlock fingers, extend the arms, maybe open the chest a bit more. And then we are slowly preparing for the balancing warrior 3. Inhale and exhale. Slowly lift yourself onto your left foot and make your right foot lighter, lighter, lifting the right leg up behind you. And again, standing leg could be bent, or you could straighten that left leg. Reach your hip away from the right foot and keep breathing. Slow, calm breaths. Another breath in and out. And then very slowly exhale, step the right foot where it came from. So back into that lunge, release the arms and lengthen arms up, opening the chest. And then bring hands behind the head or behind the neck and slowly lean head onto your hands, opening the chest a bit more. Breathe into that chest space. Keep tops of the shoulders soft. Still grounding down through the feet, especially that left foot. And then exhale slowly. Release the pose. Bring your hands down onto the mat and we step into plank. And now we're going to come into that side plank. So here, step your right hand tiny bit further forward so that when we turn sideways, your right hand is under the right shoulder. And you could have your feet one behind the other. Keep your feet, your ankles active. Lengthen, lift arm up. And if you want, you could also step the left foot in front of the right leg. Or come into the tree pose. Left foot on the inside of the right leg. And breathe here. Shaking is very fine. You can maybe hear my voice. I start to feel the practice is quite strong. Take another breath in and out. And then slowly bring your left foot down, extend your both legs, and we come back into plank pose. Let's take a breath or two in and out here. And then bring your knees down and now round your back into child's pose. So now let your body come into an easy pose. Let your head come down. And same options here. You could keep your arms extended over the head. You could bring palms together behind the head. Or if you want, bring your arms down next to your legs, next to your sides. Now we start to slowly calm down. We'll still have some strong movements, but let's take a moment here to calm the breath down. Another couple of breaths. Let the shoulders soften. Let your back, your hips soften. And then in your own time, bring yourself up into a seat. And then bring your legs in front of you. And bring yourself to lie down on the back. So coming back onto your back where we started from. And take a moment here, either just resting or you could do a few windshield wipers, swinging the legs from side to side. And then we have one more stronger movement. We're going to come into the scissor legs. So now lying down on the back, extend your left leg, but keep the left leg hovering off the mat. And then right knee either comes bent towards the chest, or you could extend the right leg, but keep the left leg hovering. Now as you exhale, lift your upper back, your head slightly off the mat. And remember that top leg could be bent as well. And then first inhale, exhale, change the legs. Inhale, exhale, change the legs. Inhale, exhale, change the legs. And if you keep the top leg bent, your left leg would be bent here. Few more rounds. Exhale, change. Inhale. Exhale, change. If you're breathing faster, you can move faster. If you're breathing slower, you can move slower. Remember, keep that far away leg hovering off the mat. 2 more rounds. Exhalation, always changing the legs. And the last one. And then release down. You can extend both legs on the mat. Just shake the hips a bit. Shake the shoulders, the head a bit. You can turn the head from side to side. And then we are going to come into our resting pose, Shavasana pose. If you feel there's anything, something you need to do before resting, you could hug the knees in. You could do another few windshield wipers, swinging the legs from side to side. But if you feel you are ready to calm down and give yourself a moment here, and let yourself feel maybe that burning in the core, hip flexors, but slowly start to calm down, sending breaths now lower down towards the belly. But we want to feel that we have done something. So if you feel tired, if the muscles feel that they are tired, a bit shaky, a bit burning, that's very fine. If you're still moving, doing your own poses, now let yourself slowly find your way into Shavasana pose. Just giving that moment of stillness, a moment of rest at the end of the practice. You could bring hands onto the belly. Maybe close your eyes and give yourself just another maybe 5 to 10 breaths here. I know. Allow the exhalations make your body just a bit heavier. Feeling the shoulders sinking down, feeling the heavy pelvis sinking down. Let's take a couple more breaths in and out in Shavasana pose. And if you feel like you want to continue that Shavasana pose, you want to if you want to take a bit longer to rest at the end of your practice, you are very welcome to do so. Or if now it's a good time to end the practice, slowly start moving the fingers, the toes. You could stretch arms overhead, reach the whole body long. And then roll onto one side. Bring yourself up into a seat, into your own final seat. And as always, at the end of the practice, give yourself a moment to end your practice, slowly letting go of the practice. Take a few more breaths here, in and out. And if it's part of your practice, you can bring your palms together in front of the chest. And then thank yourself for bringing yourself onto the mat. Your body, your breath, your mind, all coming together in your practice. Thank your body for being strong for you. And I thank you very much for joining in. Namaste. Thank you. Good. Thank you so much for joining in. If you enjoyed the practice, please give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And also, if you know anyone who might enjoy the practice as well, please share the video with them. It really helps the channel to grow. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye.